Yeah, that's what's funny about shooting the bow, right? Is what I find funny about shooting the bow is anger, aggression really doesn't help you
At all.
at all.
You know what? It fucks you up hunting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because anger and aggression is all fast twitch shit too. It's all movement. Whereas the bow is like, you got to have the mind of no mind. You got to just execute and just stay completely focused on the task.
Totally detached from what's happening.
Yeah.
And you just got to sit there and
It's a new skill, really.
Oh, it's totally new skill.
And for me, like in the competition that I experienced, the only competition I had other than inside the gym, training partners, is fighting, and that's all fast stuff. It's all like explosions and movement. So anytime where there's danger and anxiety and fear, your body's geared up to go quick and move quick. But with hunting, it's the opposite. When you're drawing back on an animal, all that anxiety, like, you better get that quick out of your head. There's no quick. There's execute and calmness. Stay in the zone. Nothing exists other than the process of executing the perfect shot.
It's the same thing with shooting. You know, you draw fast, you move fast, you draw fast, and then as soon as you punch out that weapon, you gotta go boom, and like you just gotta let that thing go.
Yes.
You used to see guys, myself included, like you ever shot head plates before?
Yes.
Like, and there's 6 head plates. You'd see me or someone else, they miss one, and if they don't let that go, then everything falls apart.
The wheels fall off.
If they miss one and then they try and shoot, usually I would just miss one and just keep shooting like it didn't even happen, and maybe go back and get it, or you kind of have to go back and get it. But if you go, oh, God, how did I miss that? Oh, it's just a total and complete and utter disaster.
There's a great video that Tim Kennedy put up of him shooting on the range, and he puts dummy rounds in with his regular rounds, and he hits the dummy round and click, and he's like, look at that trigger control. They're like, trigger discipline, because like there was no flinch, there was no nothing, it was just click, there was no movement. It was perfect, which is what you're trying to achieve.
What you're trying to achieve.
You're trying, the last thing you want to see is click, some weird fucking. Remember when I first started shooting rifles? Like that's what I would experience, that thing where you're anticipating the 30 Win Mag, 300 Win Mag. So it's got a lot of kick to it. It's a boom. It's like a loud kicking gun. So there was no round in the chamber, and I pulled it, and I saw myself doing them. Like, you bitch. Like, you better learn how to stop doing that. One thing that's interesting is learning how to shoot a bow radically increased my accuracy with a rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Radically.
Yeah.
Because it's so still. There's so much stillness, and everything's freehand, right? You're very rarely shooting a rifle at an animal freehand. You're usually trying to find a rest, unless it's like inside of 60, 70 yards. You're probably going to try to rest. You're not going to shoot a 300-yard shot with a rifle freehand. But with a bow, everything's freehand. So with a rifle, I just knew that all it was just squeeze, 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 let it go off. Yeah. Just let it go off. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Boom. Like when I started shooting at Terran Tactical and shooting on the range, the easiest thing for me was a rifle. I was like, oh, God, all I have to do is just squeeze and the trigger will go off. I'm so used to a bow where there's so many moving parts and you're using your back and you're letting it go off a surprise shot. It made a big difference in my rifle accuracy. Yeah,
that was when Dudley was teaching me how to shoot, and Andy was there too. So Andy was like translating for me. He's like, hey, what he means, he's translating it to SEAL, like pistol shooting, and they're kind of like communicating to each other, and then Andy said, hey, what he's saying is like, front sight focus. I was like, okay, cool, got it, and it was awesome to have freaking Dudley.
I know.
The first person that ever shows me anything about archery is Dudley saying, hey, here's a bow and here's exactly how to shoot, you idiot. And I'm like, thank you.
That's pretty goddamn lucky. Yeah, I mean, we're both real lucky in that regard. I learned how to bow hunt from Cam Haynes and John Dudley. Like, Jesus. It's pretty lucky.
Those are like the world champions.
Yeah,
of
that. That's Jordan and Kobe Bryant, or Jordan and LeBron James.
Completely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's we're very fortunate, and it's there's something about hunting too that once it seems like when you're looking at it on the surface, it seems so straightforward, and then once you start doing it, it's very much like martial arts. Where you're like, God damn, there's a lot of layers to this shit. There's so many layers, And then when you're hanging out with a guy like Cam or a guy like Dudley and you hunt with them and you see them hunt, you go, oh, like this is, I get it. This is a black belt.
Oh, yeah.
This is some Mundial's champion here.
Oh, yeah.